Hey, what's going up, guys? So it's been 3 years since the PS5 is released, and my collection has gotten pretty beefy with some fantastic games, some of my favorite games of all time even. It's crazy, everyone was all scrambling to get PS5s, and now there's like so many games you can get. So I'm gonna go through my entire collection. I'm gonna review them all very shortly. I'm not gonna go too in depth, or this video would be like 10 years long, but I know some of y'all want that. But I'm going to go through it all, basically show each game, review it, and share my collection with you because I think it's so much fun, and hopefully give you guys some maybe recommendations for PS5 games you want to get. So let's get into this. Okay, so this first game, I suck booty, but I'm learning. So just released amazing new fighter, Street Fighter 6. So all my homies, all my friends have been playing it and told me to get it, so I had to hop on it, try it out for myself. Street Fighter 6 is honestly really fun. I haven't played a fighter in a lot of years, to be honest, at least not one super seriously, so trying to actually learn the mechanics of this game has been nice. Some of my friends taught me some things. You know what's really cool is the main campaign is almost like an RPG style in your fighting game-esque world, which is really fun because you go through it, you get money, you get XP, and level up your trainers too, which is the iconic Street Fighter characters. So the game actually has a lot of content packed to it between that, the multiplayer, and everything else. It's been actually a lot of fun. Nah, I actually had a little bit of fun with the Avengers, I can't lie. Like, just going in and just beating the crap out of some enemies in like the training mode, it's not so bad. It's the entirety of the game that's the issue. You're going through a small story, then you're pretty much grinding for loot over and over and over. Just gets kind of old, but yeah. Marvel Avengers, I pretty much got it for free, but hey, I got it for the collection. Just completed Final Fantasy 16. I'm working on my review, and this game was a treat. If you have a PS5, you should definitely get this game if you're an action RPG fan, if you're a JRPG fan, a Final Fantasy fan. It's just a fantastic game overall. Final Fantasy 16 is going to be a big, long story game. To be honest, 70% of the game are cutscenes, 30% you're playing it. I kind of have a little issue with this, but if you really want a world and story to get really into, and a combat system that just feels really smooth, it's probably one of the smoothest out there right now, I would definitely hop on Final Fantasy 16. It's more of a dark story. They're trying to go for that Game of Thrones vibe, but there's a whole bunch of JRPG nonsense in here, so yeah. Final Fantasy 16, definitely a must-buy for PlayStation 5 owners, in my opinion. This next one is pretty damn cool. Ys 9. So I played Ys 8 to its fullest and absolutely loved it. It's like crackhead, speed, fast combat RPG. Really, really cool series. The Ys series always has two things. You're playing as adult Christian and going on his adventures, and it always has really fast combat. Basically, your typical parrying, dodging, but it's really fun using your abilities and different team members, and basically trying to get as good as you can at this combat system. A lot of cool bosses, and each game has a lot to explore. This is more of a dark, kind of vampire-like castle structure you get to explore. Lots of parkour, and I can't wait to get further in this game. This next one, I barely honestly played myself. Spider-Man Miles Morales. Now, it also comes with the remaster for PS5, like the original Spider-Man. Now, these games, they're not my jam. I love the old Spider-Man games. I honestly love Spider-Man. But when I played this game, it was a lot of like automated swinging, which looked incredible, but it didn't have like the funny mechanical physics of the older ones. And then the combat in this game was kind of on the easier end as well, really going for like all the cool moves, but it just kind of felt like the game was playing for me at times. I know the game is incredible and people say it's incredible, so I promise I will give Spider-Man another shot, especially with Spider-Man 2 releasing very soon. One is pretty damn cool. Trinity Triggers. Now, why Trinity Trigger is super cool is it actually comes with a manual. A PS5 game coming with a manual is honestly pretty badass in 2023, but Trinity Trigger is a cool little JRPG. I'd probably get at like half price. It's trying to be like Trials of Mana, kind of like an old school JRPG. The best thing about it is couch co-op. You could play with your friends, and that is probably the funnest aspect about it. The combat can be fun, but falls a little flat for me. I actually have a review on my channel if you want more info on it. Next two I'm going to do together, and I'm so excited to play them, is the part of the Yakuza series. Like a Dragon Ishin and Lost Judgment, which is actually the sequel to Judgment. So both of these are basically kind of spin-offs to the Yakuza series, which are crime dramas, big story RPG games, but has like beat 'em up combat, really fun. You can basically go around, grab a bunch of things from your environment and beat the crap out of Japanese men in suits. And these games get really fun. These are both basically spin-offs of the Yakuza series, so I can't wait to dive into them. I've only played through Yakuza 0 so far. Oh god, bro. So, Sonic Frontiers. Sonic Frontiers is an interesting one. I actually enjoy a lot of aspects of it. The soundtrack is incredible. It's kind of fun to just go crazy around the whole map, but the thing about it is some of the puzzle sections and just some of the jank in general, like it doesn't feel very good to go over bumpy environments and just things that shouldn't be there. So Sonic Frontiers comes up halfway for me. I actually haven't finished it. I'm on the third island. Just a few things like the controls not feeling exactly how I want them, and then the parry, once I found out the parry you could just sit there and hold it, I was like, okay guys, I'm not with this game. So the next one I have is Demon Slayer: The Hinokami Chronicles. Now this is actually a Demon Slayer fight. This game being a 3D arena fighter makes it really fun for me. It also has a story mode where you could go in and basically play the first season and the first movie Mugen Train from the anime, so that is awesome, and you can collect a bunch of things that have to do with the anime. So I'd say if you're a Demon Slayer fan, definitely pick up this game. I had some good fun with the combat and it was really fun to play with my friends and things like that. Next one was super cool and surprised me. Scarlet Nexus. So Scarlet Nexus is an anime style JRPG with action combat, and there's a lot about it. Scarlet Nexus. On PS5, it runs at 4K 60 FPS and never drops, so it's actually really nice to look at. You have your telekinesis powers to let you throw a bunch of things around your environment at enemies. Super fun, smooth action combat, and then the story is really fun for me, but I know it could be boring to some people, but if you really love animes and stuff, I think you would really enjoy this game. Next one I actually have not played yet, and it's Deathloop. So a lot of good things have actually been said about this game. I need to give it a go. I think it's kind of like a semi-roguelike, but it looks really fun to use all the guns and different weapons around the environment. And we have another shooter, but this is like a third-person style shooter because Deathloop was actually first-person. This game is pretty fun to play with your friends. If you're a fan of the Alien series, you guys basically play on a squad. You go through rounds and levels of alien slaughtering. This next one I really enjoy personally. Star Ocean: The Divine Force. Now, look at that box art. It is absolutely gorgeous. Star Ocean: The Divine Force is the 6th installment in the series and was like a major comeback for it because the 5th one was not received well, but this one did so many things well, in my opinion. It's actually the best review on my channel view-wise, so shameless plug right there if you want to go check it out. But it's so much fun to fly around with your robot and engage with this action combat system and explore the Star Ocean. So this one I have not played yet, but it's an indie JRPG called Chris Tales. This one I actually got on sale, and it says it's a love letter to classic JRPGs, and it also comes with a manual. I love how a lot of these indie studios put manuals in their JRPGs. It's so awesome to have PS5 games with manuals. Can't get enough. Can't wait to play this other indie JRPG that I've not played. I think it's an SRPG, but it's called Astria Ascending, and this game got kind of mixed reviews. Let's read what it says. It says, from a team featuring developers from Final Fantasy, Nier Automata, Bravely Default. Oh, okay. So immerse yourself in a fascinating narrative rife with betrayal, sacrifice, and tears. Explore a 4K hand-drawn world on the brink of chaos and mature, emotional JRPG. Experience an epic story with rewarding turn-based combat and expensive character customization. So, seems like turn-based combat, but the visuals and everything look really nice, at least on the case. So, I'm actually going to give this game a try, for my own opinions. Like a Resident Evil 4 remake. Now, this was actually my first Resident Evil game. Resident Evil 4 Remake is pretty crazy. So the story kind of got me in, and I was really interested trying to go get Ashley, and the combat has some great things to it, like the parry, the dodging. It's just cool how wherever you shoot, the people, like, they'll kind of get stunned in that way, and you could go for a kill shot on the zombies. It's been a pretty fun game. I'm around 75% done. Once I finish it, I'll have a review on the channel. This next one, Back 4 Blood. I haven't played a zombie co-op shooter in a long time, but I did this with some friends, and it is pretty fun. It's not like the greatest thing in the world, but if you're looking for a zombie co-op shooter, I'd get this if it was on sale. Next one is really interesting. Astragos, Curse of the Stars. Now, Astragos is actually an amazing indie game in my opinion. You have a huge world with Souls-esque combat, but it's not as hard and it's very cartoony. The combat just has a lot to it, and so does the world. Now, the game does feel weirdly slow. I feel like it's just an indie game and they didn't tune it to perfection, but I would definitely check it out if you like fantasy adventures or Souls-like games. The Cowabunga Collection! So, the Turtles Cowabunga Collection just has a whole bunch of classic TMNT games on it, from couch co-op and online play. You could do them all, like the old Game Boy games and the old arcade games. It's super cool. If you're a Ninja Turtles fan, I'd get this game, but it's on a whole bunch of systems like Switch and everything, but I decided to get it on PlayStation 5. Elden Ring! So, Elden Ring is one of my favorite Souls games. It's probably like third. Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 3 are still at the top, but Elden Ring is an amazing game. Everyone knows about it. If you haven't tried Elden Ring, the PlayStation 5 is a great place to do it, but yeah, fantastic Souls game. This one is pretty cool. It's actually the Steelbook of Persona 5 Royal on PS5. Now, I love Persona 5. I love Persona 5 Royal. I pretty much have every edition, but I had to get the PS5 one. I played the game so many times though that I didn't want to just replay it again right away, so I still got it sealed up. So yeah, fantastic turn-based JRPG if you haven't played it. Definitely give Persona 5 a go if you're looking for a nice JRPG. Now this one's cool. Thymesia. I absolutely loved Thymesia. In my opinion, it's one of the best Souls-likes out there. It's my personal favorite Souls-like that isn't from Software. The gameplay is just so much fun, and the world is so dang creepy. It feels really smooth to attack, and you steal weapons from all your enemies, so it's so fun to go through and just collect all these different ghost weapons. They all do different things and have in-depth animations. It's a fantastic Souls-like game. Other fantastic Souls-like, well, Wolong Fallen Dynasty is more of Team Ninja's best. Set in the Three Kingdoms of China, Wolong is honestly so much fun. If you like Neo or Ninja Gaiden or other Team Ninja games, I think you would really enjoy this. The combat system is really smooth, and it basically says screw you to all the big glowing red attacks that you always have to dodge in other RPGs and action games. You can parry everything in this game. Recommend for sure. So Returnal. I've not played this yet, but I heard it's pretty good. This next one, Strangers of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. I mean, pretty much all you need to know about this game.
My mission is to kill chaos. That's all I know.
The next one is Hogwarts in the Forbidden Game. So this game, had all the controversy and stuff, but, as a game, it's honestly really fun if you're a Harry Potter fan. It brings the world to life pretty damn well, and I really enjoyed the combat, to be honest. So, yeah, Hogwarts is pretty cool. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. So I never played Crisis Core, so playing this was actually super awesome. The new revamped combat system is actually crazy. They let you dodge roll pretty much through everything, and it's a really fast combat system with parrying, dodging, and stuff like that. Really awesome, and it was really cool to see Zack's story. If you're a fan of Final Fantasy or Final Fantasy VII, definitely try it. Underrated game alert, underrated game alert. I really enjoyed this game, and I do not see enough love for it. I actually see some people trash it, and I just think it's so much fun. You go through these missions helping out Odin, and it's just a classic action game, beat 'em up. Like, you're going to go through, get a great combat system, kind of just sit back and relax. The Diofield Chronicles. I've actually been wanting to try this game. It's a new SRPG from Square Enix, and the strategy combat in this game actually looks pretty insane. The era of myths give way to an era of great turmoil. So it's a very interesting looking game. I honestly can't wait to try it out. Sheesh. The game that honestly got me into content creation, Tales of Arise. One of my favorite games on the PlayStation 5. I know it's from other systems, but one of my favorite JRPGs in general. Amazing cast, amazing action combat system. If you haven't played Tales of Arise, it's honestly on sale these days. I would totally pick it up. Soul Hackers 2. I actually really love this game. At the time of the release, a lot of people got annoyed at this game because they hid some content behind DLC, but honestly, when I played, the game has enough stuff in it, to be honest, and I really enjoyed the characters and world of this game. Like, Atlas knows how to write characters, in my opinion, and I honestly got into the whole cast, and the turn-based combat was fun. I could not get enough of it. Yakuza Like a Dragon. So this one I'll obviously get to eventually. I've only beaten Yakuza 0, so once I go through the entirety of the Yakuza series, I will get to this bad boy. Next one is actually a very interesting one, Solstice. Solstice is kind of like a Devil May Cry game, but it also takes you through linear levels, and it's actually a very fun game. You use your like little ghost sidekick to do parries and stuff. Very interesting. Never actually played it myself though. I got to get around to it. There actually seems the good amount of like indie studios, or I guess AA studios, coming out with some really interesting games on the PS5. I'm glad I could get all of these physical. Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. So I've played no Devil May Cry games yet. I need to go through the whole series, but eventually when I do, I will get to this. I know the whole channel's on like combat systems. I love action RPGs, or action games in general, so I will eventually get to Devil May Cry. Ys 8 Lacrimosa of Donna. So the PS5 edition of Ys 8 has come out. I was talking about Ys earlier. Extremely fun combat in all the games. Go play Ys. The final game in my collection right now for my PlayStation 5 is Demon's Souls, the very first PlayStation 5 game I got. Honestly, I haven't even beaten this game. I don't know why, because I'm a Souls fan, but yeah, I absolutely love my PS5 collection. It's got so many different games, the majority JRPG and action games, as you see by my channel. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed going through it all with me and just seeing my giant collection. I'm going to keep growing it. I will definitely update you guys. Let me know if you enjoyed this style of video. I will definitely show the rest of my gaming collection or anything else you guys want to see, because I really enjoyed doing this video. So, alright guys, I hope you enjoyed and have a fantastic day, and I will catch you next time. I gotta go clean up this pile now, put it back in my collection.